everyone, it's Abby Andrew and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be all about cheap versus expensive wigs and what you get for a wig of different price points and what price point you might want to look in. I am someone that wears wigs on a daily basis because of alopecia. I've been bald pretty much my whole life since like age 2 or so. So I wear wigs daily, but I'm the type of person who likes to switch up colors on a regular basis. In addition to wearing wigs because of alopecia, I also do cosplay, so I'm going to show some fun cosplay wigs. I have some wigs in my collection that I just love the style of, and they don't necessarily look realistic, but I just like the way they look for fun. So I'm going to show a bunch of wigs in this video, ranging from my cheapest wigs in my collection to my most expensive wigs in my collection. But really quick, let me very briefly go over the criteria that I'm going to be looking at today, and then I will go more in depth as I show the side-by-side comparison of all of these different features. I also want to say that people have so many different reasons to wear wigs that when you're looking at a cheap quality wig and comparing it to a high quality wig, you're practically looking at two different products entirely. Cheaper wigs are often for people who are using them for costume reasons, cosplay, but as a wig wearer for medical reasons, for alopecia or other forms of hair loss, I wouldn't recommend those for like daily wear. So the conclusion of this video is not at any point going to be the most expensive wig is always going to be the one for you, because I'm going to show a wide range of prices here and make suggestions on what is right for you and give you some guidance on what to look for. The first criteria we're going to talk about is synthetic versus human hair. Typically, human hair wigs of a high quality are going to be much more expensive than synthetic wigs of a high quality. Human hair wigs also do tend to last a lot longer than synthetic wigs, but you will be paying a much larger price point for a human hair wig that is of a good quality versus a synthetic wig. One is definitely not better than the other. Personally, I'm someone that wears synthetic wigs on almost a daily basis and just occasionally wear human hair wigs. In the synthetic category, with some hair fibers, you're going to have super cheap, super shiny, tangly, party city wigs that I would not ever put those on my head. I wouldn't even use them for costumes, compared to a high-end synthetic wig, which would be indistinguishable to most people from human hair, flows just like human hair. So comparing the different quality within the synthetic wig range, of course, you're going to look at whether the hair is shiny, whether it's tangly. Now looking at human hair wigs as well, there's a wide range of options there. There's buzzwords that you might see like virgin, Rene, human hair. What that usually means is that you know that the cuticle of the hair is intact and you know that the cuticle is all facing the same direction and it hasn't been treated with super harsh chemicals. There are certainly some cheap options available out there, but they are cheap for a reason. Generally, with a good quality human hair wig, it could last for years with good care. But if you have a cheap human hair wig and it does have things like a damaged cuticle, then that wig might start to look not so great after just a few wears. And last but not least, we're going to talk about cap construction. When it comes to the hair looking realistic, no matter how nice the actual hair quality is, if the cap construction isn't great, then it's going to ruin your chances of the wig looking realistic. So with a cheaper wig cap, it's just going to be like a very uniform looking situation on top. It's just not going to look very realistic. Whereas some features that are available on higher end wig caps, they look like they are just growing right out of your head. It's like an optical illusion. It's like a high-end prosthetic practically. You have things like lace front that gives you the appearance of having it grow right out of your scalp. And you also have features like monofilament where the hair is tied individually in. So no matter how you move the hair, it looks like your own scalp peeking through. So it just makes it look so much more realistic. A lot of people act like lace front is the end all be all of wigs and think that a wig is not good quality if it doesn't have lace front automatically. That is very much something that is up to personal preference. If I have a style that has bangs anyway, then I don't think that that wig needs a lace front, because if you have bangs covering the hairline, then you're not even going to see the lace front anyway. There are some very cheap wigs that claim to have lace front, but when you actually get the wig in the mail, it is absolutely not lace front. You'll get a wig like that and it'll just be like a really poor quality cap construction, and they just kind of sew in a little piece of lace this big in the front, and it's literally no difference if you just like cut that off or not. It's doing nothing. So be wary of lace front claims as well, because there are wigs that will claim to be lace front, but it's most certainly not going to look realistic. So now let's go ahead and show some examples, and I'll talk about all of these different categories as we go. I'm gonna start out with showing you some of my extremely cheap wigs that, especially, these are the kind of wigs that they might look really cute for like a fun rave look or a costume look, but because they are cheaper wigs, typically once you wear them 1 or 2 times, the quality of the hair is such that it gets so tangled from that one wear that it's hard to actually recover it and get it to a nice looking state again. So this wig I'm almost embarrassed to show you because I wore this to a rave recently and I have not done anything to it since that rave. Love wearing wigs like this for rave looks because I just like that kind of like fantasy element of I just look like a fairy princess, but I'm certainly not going for like a realism look. This wig could certainly be repaired by combing it out a bit, but just from wearing this out of the house one time, it's just so tangled that it's going to be really hard to get it in a state where it's gonna look good ever again. So was this wig cute for a rave look? Absolutely. It was also like $16 or something, so even if I never get to wear it again and I can't get it back into looking nice again, that's fine. The hair quality on this particular synthetic wig is actually pretty good. Like you can see it's not very shiny for such a cheap synthetic wig, so that's a plus for this wig for sure. But looking at things like this cap construction, it's fine. It's kind of a very rough material. I don't really mind it too much, but if you have a sensitive scalp, that might bother you. And these kind of hook adjustments on the back, these are there to kind of adjust the size of the wig cap, but it's literally just these little hooks. They almost always fall out. I could definitely fix this up a little, but again, it's like, it's a cheap costume wig. Like I'm not going to wear this out and be like, oh yeah, I just dyed my hair green and like think people are gonna believe me. This one at least attempts to give you some sort of skin part, so that's actually pretty good for a cheap wig. I don't think that's really gonna fool anyone either, but this is kind of like a step above the lowest quality wig. Here's another example of a wig in a similar price range. This one here, I don't think I've ever worn out of the house yet. Similar cap features where you have that fake little skin part on top. It's really not bad, but again, when I compare that to like the monofilament wig caps and stuff, it's certainly not that level of good quality. Wigs of this style are actually quite common on sites like Amazon and cheaper wig sites. I think they're probably all sourced from the same place and just sold on all these different sites. To be honest, not bad at all. When I first got this wig, I was very surprised how silky the hair quality was. Although it is silky though, and also not very shiny, which are plus points in its favor, it does tangle quite easily. This is definitely the kind of wig that I imagine if I wore it out of the house once, especially to something like a rave, I'm sure it would be destroyed like that other one. These wigs are definitely cute. Again, I don't think anyone's gonna look at this wig and think, oh my gosh, is that your real hair? They're gonna look at me and probably know for sure that it's a wig. And that's perfectly fine because I like doing that for fashion reasons. But again, I'm probably not gonna wear it for like a day-to-day look. Let me show you an example of one of my absolute cheapest, lowest quality wigs. This one I think I bought for a peach cosplay, and I think I meant to return it and just didn't get a chance to return it. When I got this wig, I absolutely did not want to wear it because I think it is horrendous. I feel like I could do something with it to make it look cute for like a Princess Peach cosplay, but strictly for cosplay, would absolutely not ever wear this otherwise. And I'm actually kind of wincing thinking about putting it on my head because look at this cap construction. Like, what is going on here? It's like basketball shorts. There's no effort to have any sort of cap on top, and the adjustments are those kind of hook adjustments, and yet still the hair quality is not as bad as those Party City wigs you used to always see. Those haven't been updated since like the 90s probably, and that ultra shiny hair fiber like shouldn't exist anymore because our wig technology has graduated past that. So even with my cheapest wig, it's really not that bad in terms of shininess. But let me put this on the tightest setting because I'm sure that this is probably going to be a huge wig as well. I am wincing at the thought of putting this on my head. I am wincing at the thought of seeing this on myself. Yeah, I put it on like the tightest setting, super loose. Oh, and of course, because the hook fell out. That's the other problem with these hook adjustments is they fall out super easily. Sometimes I even have to crisscross the hooks to get them to fit properly. There's no ear tabs. I didn't even think to mention because I just assumed all wigs would have that. This is horrible. So typically wigs of even cheap quality wigs will have like ear tabs, so you have little pieces here that you can just adjust to fit slightly above in front of your ears, and that kind of helps hold it in place, but this doesn't even have that. Like normally the wig cap will go like down here, so you just have like more coverage. I don't want this on my head. I don't even want to use this for cosplay. These two wigs, I'm pretty sure were in the same price point. This one might have even been more expensive, so you don't have to settle for wigs of this low quality anymore because there's still wigs that are in the super cheap price point that at least aren't going to fly off your head in 2 seconds and at least have an attempt at creating a scalp part, whereas this weird kind of like tied in the center, like that kind of hairline on top is atrocious. And this one is still a super cheap wig, but when it's like a little knot on top like that and it all just goes to one center point, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Now I'm going to take it one more step above those other wigs that I showed you, where you have synthetic wigs where they're pretty good quality. They do have some sort of lace front and it looks pretty good. This is another wig that I have worn to raves and whatnot, so the hair is very tangled. And again, wigs like this, You wear them once and they get so tangly that it's never going to look the same again, so always be aware of that. You might see this from websites like Wigs. You might see some of these on Amazon. This particular one is from a company called Wigs. They have some really fun colors and styles. They did send this one to me for free, and I used it for a photo shoot, and I wore it to a rave, and it is such a cute style, and it's so fun for fashion purposes. But again, it's not really going to have that longevity that a high-end synthetic wig will have. Also, a wig style like this, honestly, it's not going for realism. It's super long, it's dyed pink, such a cute style. This is a lace front that I would have to glue down. It does kind of stay, so you can kind of get a gist for it, but if I wore this out, I would glue it down because it's not super secure. So if I spent like an hour trying to comb out these curls, I could probably make it look cute again, but this hair is definitely more prone to tangling. And to give you a close-up of that lace front, like I was describing before, not all lace fronts are built the same. So although this does look pretty good from a distance, if you look closely, you can really see the knots are pretty thick. It's not like it's blending seamlessly into my scalp. It's pretty good, but like if I was really trying to fool someone that this was my hair, this probably wouldn't be the one that I was going for. Still love the style, still think it's fun for a fashion look. Would I get this wig again? Yes, I definitely would. Would I get more wigs from Wigs? I absolutely would. Now let's take it up a notch to show some synthetic wigs that are in their range from $100 to $200. So this is where you're going to start to see some much higher quality features, but they are still a little bit more on the affordable side. These are good wigs for fashion uses. I do wear a lot of these fun wigs for raves and stuff, but when I wear these wigs, I don't feel like they are ruined after one wear, like some of the previous wigs that I've showed. This is a good example of one because I actually have worn this wig a ton and it's still in pretty good shape. The hair fiber quality is so much better on this one than some of those cheaper wigs that I showed you. This wig is called Silky Sleek from the Rene of Paris Muse collection. This one I have worn so many times to concerts where I'm headbanging and just regular days, multiple times in a row, tying it up in different hairstyles, compared to some of these cheaper wigs that I showed you that I wore them one time and it felt like they were pretty much retired at that point. It's such a different world when you just go up just a little bit more in price. Rene of Paris has a couple of different lines, and some of their lines do get more on the pricey side, but if you want to step up your wig game just a little bit, I feel like the Muse collection and maybe the Orchid collection from Rene of Paris are good places to look for wigs that are still really high quality, but maybe a little bit more on the affordable side. I freaking love this wig. It's heat friendly. This is an example of a wig that does not have a lace front, but I find that I don't need the lace front because I typically wear the hair like this. But the Muse collection has a lot of different styles that do have lace fronts. That is personal preference. The Muse collection colors are so fabulous. This one is called Smoky Forest. They just have the most unique colors ever. To show you another one that I have worn a ton from the Muse collection. This one I have absolutely, again, worn to raves, concerts, headbanging events, daily wear, whatnot, and it is just in such better condition. Like, I've treated this wig exactly the same way as I treated some of those cheaper wigs that I showed you that look destroyed, and it's definitely, like, it's been worn. It probably could use a wash, it probably could use a nice brushing through, but it is so much easier to brush through this. There's no like huge tangles, but I'm trying to use this as an example of a wig that I have worn a ton and it's still in pretty good shape compared to some of those cheap wigs that I wore once and they're gone, they're done, they're dead. That lace front lace part, it's still relatively on the cheaper side in terms of lace front lace parts, but it is so much better than that little like skin top thing that those cheap wigs had. It just looks so nice. And there is the difference with the cap construction on that one. So it's a much more durable material and you have that relatively wide lace there. And the kind of adjustments on this cap, this type has Velcro adjustments, so it's much more secure than those hook adjustments. And these are incredibly secure on me, again, on my shaved head. So even just brushing this out is making it look so much better. And then because it is a heat-friendly wig, if I just use a hot tool on this just to straighten out any bumps or bends in the hair, it would look good as new. And I just really, really love how that part looks on top. Very realistic. And what I love about having fun colors like this with a high quality cap construction is it really kind of gives more of the vibe that it is your own hair dyed that color, because especially if someone doesn't know what kind of options out there for wigs, they would just see your hairline and assume that it's your real hair. Also, you do have the option to wear bangs on this wig. I always forget those are there because I wear them brushed to the side, but that's cute. This is one of my favorite wigs. Now we're going to get into what I would consider high quality synthetic wigs. Anyone can wear high quality synthetic wigs. You don't have to have hair loss. So it could just be people who are really passionate about wigs and know they're going to wear them very often, where you're going to want to look for things like maximum comfort. You want them to be super secure and probably want them to be very realistic looking. So these wigs that I'm going to show next are going to cover all of those bases. I want to revisit the wig that I started the video with. This is a wig style called Arden from Rene of Paris and their Amore collection. Rene of Paris's Amore collection is specifically designed for people with hair loss. That doesn't mean that you have to have hair loss to wear their wigs, but they are really going for maximum comfort and maximum security with these wigs. So their cap constructions are top tier. Most of their cap constructions will have something called a monofilament or double monofilament, where that has the effect of making it look like it's growing directly out of your head. This does have that monofilament and lace front. And the adjustments on this type of wig cap are almost like a tank top strap, and I find these are just so much easier to work with. This wig I have been wearing almost daily for almost 5 months, which is pretty dang good. I did cut bangs a little bit more on this wig, and to be fair, I didn't do the best job. I was having a moment where I was like, I need bangs. So I did make the bangs a little bit thicker, and I really love how it looks now. Here's another example of a high quality synthetic wig. This one has a double monofilament wig cap, and this one does not have a lace front. And again, like I was saying, especially for people who want ultimate ease of use, lace front isn't always the way to go, and that is definitely personal preference. This is actually the wig style that I wore all through ages like 14 to 18. This is the wig that I wore every single day and would keep repurchasing this exact wig style. So clearly it worked well for me. This one has the double monofilament wig cap. The double layer monofilament just gives you an extra added layer of very, very smooth on your scalp. So it has the same effect on top as a single monofilament, where it allows you to change the part in any direction and still have it look like your own scalp peeking through. But the extra layer of monofilament just gives you an added layer of comfort. Here's where you start to notice some other features that I haven't mentioned yet. This is a silicone strip, and that gives you an extra grip. It's very minor, but especially if you're wearing this on a wig cap or on your shaved head, this gives you a nice grip that makes the wig feel more secure. And this is the ear tabs that I was talking about before. This really helps it for a snug fit. And these wig cap adjustments on the back that are just very easy to use and have a wide range of adjustment. This is a brand new version of the Codi Wig. So any of these Rene of Paris wigs that I've shown you, I always have a really good experience with them staying very secure on my head. So if I like shake my head around, no matter what I do, I couldn't make this wig fall off if I tried. But look at the monofilament wig cap. You can change the part in any direction. If the hair blows, it looks like it is growing directly out of your scalp. I think this style is so cute. I think it would just look good on everyone. This was my go-to wig for at least 6 years of my life of every single day daily wear. This wig is called Lyndon from Rene of Paris. This one is pretty new. I think I've only worn it once or twice now. Absolutely gorgeous. This one is a different fiber type. It's still synthetic, but it's a blend of heat-friendly synthetic and regular synthetic, and it's supposed to create a really ultimate natural movement to be as similar to human hair as possible, just to create a little bit more of a dynamic movement in there. But I put this wig on to show you another example of a really nice lace front, lace part, where it really blends so seamlessly in the front of the hairline and back to the rest of the part. Like that. Last but not least, I wanted to show you my most expensive wig in my collection. This is a human hair wig from the Fair Fashion collection with Rene of Paris, and it is just the ultimate high quality, realistic looking wig in every single way. There are also similar wigs from other collections from Rene of Paris, like there are some really high quality human hair wigs from the Amore collection as well. I was just looking up the wig to see what it retailed for. I literally forgot that I am the model for this wig. So yes, so I did get this wig for free as part of the shoots that I do with them, which is a really amazing opportunity. This wig is definitely a very high-end expensive wig. Across a couple of different wig sites that I'm seeing here, this wig can range from $2,400 to $2,800. So it is definitely a very high-end wig, and I'm going to show you the reason for that. If you are someone who is looking for a wig that you can wear daily, you want maximum quality, maximum comfort, you want something that will last you a long time, this is the kind of price range you can explore, and it is absolutely fabulous in every way. So let me show you some of these features here. This one is called Emily from the Fair Fashion collection. Here's what the inside of the cap construction for this wig looks like. It is night and day. If you go back to that first cheap wig that I showed you, completely different. This is a very smooth material. It is 100% hand tied, meaning that that feature that I showed you with the monofilament, the way you can change the part in any direction and still have it look like it's growing out of your scalp, this has that all the way around the wig cap. So with a wig like this, part of the reason it is more expensive is when a wig is fully hand tied like this, that means that someone had to go in and individually sew in the hair to the wig cap, so it's not as quick to make as, for example, a machine tied cap would be. And that's why when you see options like monofilament wig caps that only have that feature on top, the reason for that is to keep the price in a more affordable range, because if they had that feature on the whole wig cap, that's what would drive the price up. So it kind of goes up in tiers from like a lace front lace part to monofilament, which is slightly higher quality, to this, which is fully hand tied. So this also has a monofilament wig cap, but this is actually a triple monofilament wig cap. So it's just even more layers of fabric for ultimate comfort on the top of your head. You have that same silicone strip on the front. You have a really high quality lace front. Then you have these patches here. These are actually polyurethane strips where you can put double-sided tape if you want the extra security, but the wig already fits so well, you probably don't even need that. And then also you have the adjustments on the back as well. So it's actually funny because earlier I was knocking the hook adjustments, and this one does still have that. And this actually has a little bottom piece to the hook there that is going to hold it in place. So unlike those cheap wig hooks, this one is not going to slip out. Talking about the hair itself, it's a human hair wig, but like I was saying before, there's a wide range of options available in the human hair wig world. So this is one of the highest qualities you can get. It's 100% Rene European human hair, which Rene hair means that the cuticle is all intact and it's all facing the same direction. Compare this with those very cheap human hair wigs I was talking about before, where the cuticle is not intact. What that means is that you might wear it a few times and the hair might start to look damaged pretty quickly, because intact cuticle is what keeps the hair fibers healthy. European hair just means that it is a finer hair type, so that's just personal preference as well. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's better or worse. But just to show you the kind of difference these features make. It is such good quality hair. I have worn this wig a few times now. I'm always nervous to wear it because I never want to damage it, but I love it so much. It feels incredibly comfortable on my head. That extra layer of the silicone strips makes it feel very secure. The hair, in my experience, has never gotten frizzy or anything like that, so it's just really nice, natural, good quality human hair. And there is the effect of that fully hand-tied French top triple monofilament hair, where you can change the hair in any direction, you can pull it back, and it just looks very, very natural. This really looks like natural scalp so much. And even with the hair really pulled back, it has the effect of just looking like it's growing directly out of your scalp. So I haven't styled this wig in so long, and it still looks so nice and silky. This is the wig that if I just wanted to look incredibly natural, this is probably what I would wear. But again, like I've been saying throughout this video, all of these wigs I wear for different uses, and they're all part of my wig collection. So there's no wig here that I'm knocking, aside from that one weird yellow cosplay wig. These are all wigs that I myself, in my day-to-day life, wear for different purposes, from a fun, cheap fashion wig for like a rave or a cosplay to the ultimate high-quality, gorgeous human hair wig. Cheap versus expensive human hair wig. I hope that kind of summarized all of this for you, all of the different things you might look for if you are wig shopping. And like I've been saying throughout this video, all of these wigs have a place in different kind of wig wearing worlds. Whether you like having the fun, cheap wigs for fun occasions, or you want a daily go-to wear wig that is just the ultimate quality, there really is something out there in the wig world for everyone. You just have to kind of explore a little and know what to look for. Know if you want lace front, know what kind of style you're looking for, start to learn whether you like synthetic or human hair, and then you can really start to apply these things in your search to find the perfect wig for you. If there are any particular wigs that I mentioned in this video that I do have links for, I will link them below if you want to check any of them out. Let me know in the comments below which of these wigs that I showed in this video was your favorite. Are you someone who likes to go for the fun, cheaper wigs, maybe for cosplay, or do you want the ultimate high quality wigs? Comment below what kind of wig wearer you are. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more wig videos and videos on all sorts of topics. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.